So, it's my pleasure to present the first company. And this first company is really a very important one for the accelerator because we have been working for a while now. And to introduce this company, I would like just to ask you a question. Could you guess what a former LA policeman and a group of Californian surfers can create together? Well, they created PICS Auditing, a wonderful enterprise software company, which was really able to expand globally. So I welcome Jan, and Jan was not the former LA policeman, so guess who he was? Jan, a big round of applause for him because he's the first one.
Thank you and good afternoon. I'm actually hoping, Laurent, that one of the presenters this afternoon has a cure for baldness as part of your, as part of the presentation team. You probably saw my photo earlier. That was taken at a normal angle, and unfortunately everyone is looking down on me today, and it's an angle I try and normally avoid. So I apologize for that in advance. Firstly, I'm delighted to be here today sharing the PICS story. I am neither the LA policeman nor the surfer. I suppose in the story of the good, the bad, and the ugly, I am definitely the ugly. But I'm here to do the hard work and do the presentation today. Our story is a story about how our software supports clients, organizations around the world, work with their suppliers, and improve their supply chain management. We have a great leadership team of Jared Smith and John, and in fact it's Jared who is the surfer and John who is the ex-policeman. But actually we're also supported by a truly visionary board. We have Chris Caron, who's the CEO of Turnitin. I don't know if you're aware of them as an organization. We have Kent Parker, who has previously been COO of Ariba for a period of time during the sale to SAP, and our current investment team at Norwest Venture Partners. The service we provide, or the challenge we help organizations with, is the global nature of our clients is driving them towards greater outsourcing and an extension of their supply chain. And that extension of the supply chain brings with it greater risk. But like anything, you can outsource the work, but you can't actually outsource the risk. And what we enable those clients to do is manage the visibility of the risk across an enterprise-wide based software solution with transparency and continuity wherever they operate. And a great example, and I'll try and throw in a few examples during the day, but a great example of that is what we're actually doing with Holcim. Obviously, big Swiss cement and aggregates business, merging currently with Lafarge, where we're rolling out across all 42 countries with them over an 18-month period, with circa 104,000 suppliers that they've got to bring on board and get to the same level of sustainable procurement. Okay. So what do? Well, we provide an outsourced solution to provide supplier risk and performance management. We incorporate in our company's own performances and processes and policies with our own system that brings together international best practice that allows them to capture, assess, verify, and audit all relevant data. Our cloud-based solution distributes the information securely and enabling decisions to be made in a robust, transparent, repeatable, and auditable manner. We help them engage with supply chains. We help them build new supply chains in new markets where they're operating, analyze performance, and ultimately, with the top performers, move them from being pure suppliers really to being partners of those organizations. Florence mentioned earlier that we'd been working with Florence and the Accelerator team really for the last 12 months. And I wanted just to highlight how that actually has impacted us as a business. Firstly, the challenge for us was, how do we as a small business with growing pains, how do we interface, how do we recognize the benefits of working with an organization the size of PwC? how do we understand how to connect and navigate our way around PwC? And in fairness, over the last 12 months, the relationship has exceeded all of our internal expectations. The tone has always been appropriate and engaging, always. But importantly, what it's actually allowed us to do is it's allowed us to engage with the PwC network. That has helped us most recently in Argentina, in Australia, where we have significant bids on the table with the likes of Lendlease, where we have just won Qantas as an organization. PwC Accelerator has helped us provide the whole project management and the whole systems integration that we require to deliver those services. In conjunction with PwC, they're helping us ensure that we have the appropriate financial and operational structures, giving us huge insight into the vertical markets we're addressing in a way that we just couldn't have achieved with the size of market and the other challenges we have. And also regional expansion in a way that's very low risk but with a high impact for us as a business. So that's been key. And finally, development of services. So they're helping us develop project management, a combined PICS and PwC analytical capability for the markets we serve, ERP and systems integration, and finally the development. And again, I use Argentina as an example, but India is also an example where they're actually helping us build industry-specific content, all at a speed and a scale that we just couldn't achieve on our own, to be fair. We are currently servicing about 60,000 suppliers for about 150 plus global clients. Those suppliers operate in, actually come from about 86 countries, though we're actually operational in about 30. And one of the challenges that we've put on the table to the PwC team this year is over the next 12 to 18 months, we need to enter about another 20 countries. And to do that, we have to do it at speed and with the support and the skills that the team here have got. And just talking about that sort of PICS story, we've come from a small organization with 2 individuals, 250 suppliers based out of Southern California, Orange County. You might recognize me, Housewives of Orange County and things like that. But anyway, that's where we're based out of. But we're now with 60,000 suppliers, 12 operational offices globally, and about 380 employees. 3 years ago, we were 80 employees, and one of our big challenges is talent recruitment, education, experience, and just spreading that message internally. So just very quickly, some of the clients we're working with, mentioned some of these previously, and just to see who we're working with. As an example, and just using 2 slides very quickly, ERM, a global environmental remediation organization, 10,000 suppliers. We're working with them across all their country operations. And with organizations like that, we are able to achieve something in the order of about a 2,000% return on investment. That's made up on both cost saving, risk reduction, competitive advantage, and also revenue growth that they've been able to achieve. Where do we go next? Well, we're expanding. We mentioned 60,000 suppliers. We're developing a marketplace that allow all those suppliers to trade amongst each other. We have a target, which I'll show you shortly, in about 3 years to get that up to about 500,000 suppliers. And that's it. Okay. Thank you.
Jan, please remain
Hold
on
up.
stage because you'll have questions from the jury.
Don't get away yet. You are not done. Almost there. Very briefly, we have less than 2 minutes for the jury. I'll take the first shot. And thank you for sharing the experience. Amazing growth. I'm amazed with the number of countries already completed, the number of countries that you have ahead. Definitely, you have a tremendous challenge. 2 things really quick. What are your top 2 target industries globally? Not the local ones, but the main 2 that you really are your anchor industries. And number 2 question really quick. What is your revenue growth percentage-wise from 2013 to 2014?
Okay, so our two key industries globally are oil and gas and facilities management, two different ends of risk management. 13 to 14 revenue growth, currently running at about 100%.
Thank you.
I may have a question very briefly. Apart from the technology platform, what do you have to scale the clients?
What we have to scale is the communication process, enabling the communication both to clients and their supply chain, and the responsiveness to deal with all the data that we have coming in. That's the key issue.
So do you have to scale the people with that?
Not at the same trajectory, a much lower trajectory. And what we're looking to do is work with the likes of PwC to provide that resource, because we don't want to scale at that rate. So it's about using the technology to scale.
Right. Thank you.
Is there a reason why the financial sector industry has not been mentioned at all during your presentation?
Where we are working with the financial sector, for example, HSBC, is actually where they've outsourced the management of their portfolio to other organizations like Jones Lang LaSalle. So we're actually now managing all 11,000 properties for HSBC globally as a result of their relationship with JLL.
Just one thing. You highlighted a lot the suppliers, but it seems to me that your client is the multinational corporation. So who is your client really at the end of the day?
Both are our clients. We have
Who's paying?
the supplier is paying.
The suppliers pay.
Supply pay models. It's a very neat subscription-based supply pay model with a 90+% retention rate.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you. So you can see an example of a very powerful business model with PICS. So the next